So welcome back here to day 3. We do apologise for the technical glitch that we had to handle downstairs with the studio, but we're back to the action here. Still 14 players remaining out of 365 entries. This is day 3 of the main event here at PlayLive, 129 York Street, South Melbourne. Looks like an ace-king raise pre-flop and a call from Tam. From the big blind, the flop comes down Jack 8, 10, 2 diamonds. Nelson picking up the gut shot to go along with his ace-king high. And Tam, no part of it at the moment. Does pick up a gut shot to make a straight. Needs to find a 9 ball into that corner pocket. Or a 7. That would get it done for him. Tam first to act from the big blind. Apologies to everybody who logged in earlier to the stream who got disconnected, but we are back now. The boys down in the studio doing a phenomenal job bringing you this footage. And usually after we have a bit of a technical glitch with Poker GFX, we can't get the table audio, but it looks like we got the table audio back as well. So good on the boys downstairs getting this stream to you guys at home. We are live on a 20-minute delay at PlayLive on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch.
If you were in here before and you left, what are you doing, man? Get back in here. And look at this.
What's that? A chicken burger coming straight in for the big man, Josh Abity.
Delivery. Thank you so much, Vin.
Well played, Vin. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Some food being delivered up here into the commentary booth.
Shout outs to the legends. Whipping up that good grub. I'm just going to go ahead and not be shy and just get right in there.
Yeah, go nuts. I'm happy to call the action solo whilst you hoe into a, what is it, chicken burger or is it a beef burger?
Chicken burger, baby.
Well played, sir. As Tam's come out for a bet on the turn for 250k. Nelson going absolutely nowhere with 2 overs and a gut shot to make that nut straight. Looks like he's flicked in a raise here to 550. So action back on Tam. I don't think Tam's going to get too sticky with this hand. I could imagine he will most likely chuck this one in the bin, but you never know with Tam. Teflon Tam, also known as Tim Tam, double coated. Good friend of mine. I played thousands of hands against Tam over the years and don't think I've ever won a pot off the guy, so he owes me quite a lot of money, but don't worry about it. Hopefully I can collect it if he takes down this main event for 100k. Gives me a 100k bankroll to chase after from Tam. Externally here to PlayLive. Nonetheless, the action is back on him. 300k to call. So raise from Nelson Dong. Under the gun +1 with the ace-king. Tam's decided to come along with the internet hand, Queen 7 from the big blind.
He has one of those hands that's kind of weird because he has the same gut shot twice. Like, it looks like he'd have more outs than just a 9, but he does not. I like this raise from Nelson.
Does have the 7 ball also to go. The 7 he can get there. He can actually make a pair of 7s and 8s, obviously, at the river. And
look at this.
And forget about what I just said before. Tam, which I thought was going to put it in the bin, but he doesn't believe at all that Nelson's got any part of this. It puts in the 3-bet to $1 million cold and gets Nelson to fold the best hand. Nelson give him a bit of respect by tapping the table. And Tam, who, to be honest, his intuition at this game at the moment is second to none.
That was
absolutely
so impressive.
That was awesome from Tam.
Street poker. You're not going to see that in the solver.
Unbelievable. He did a hand very similar to that last night with the King 5 of Hearts, I believe it was, versus the pocket queens of Billy the Croc Argos, the Hall of Famer. He put in a 4-bet pre. Billy called. I believe the flop came ace 4, 8, give or take, something like that. He came out with a bet of 350k on the flop. Billy snapped him off. Turn card came a repeat 4 on the turn. He went for one more barrel for 350k and got the job done. Got Billy to fold the queens. And actually, as a matter of fact, Tam said, do you want to see to Billy the cards? And Billy said, no, don't worry about it. And Tam did not show him, but I'd imagine that Billy's watched the stream back since and knew that he was...
He did announce on stream that he was going to go home and watch everything and learn all the secrets of his opponents.
Yeah, right. As Michael Parker jumps into the chat on YouTube. Got the best dealer for the job. Love to see it. So a bit of shout-outs for the staff down here. You do have some of the best staff in the country, I'm going to say, Josh, here at PlayLive. Quite a few of them are ex-Crown dealers, so they know exactly what's going on.
I'd even say in the world. Played all over, and yeah, you won't often find staff better than us. Pretty proud of that one.
As Wu Nan under the gun +1. Sorry, under the gun from Nelson Dong, pardon me. Did make a raise to 120k. Wu Nan decided to put in a 3-bet here with pocket sevens to 300k. Round to Daniel Lee. He's going to fold the queen 7. There's a queen gone and a 7 gone. Nathan's going to get out the way with 8-6 off. And Tam Trung, double-coated packet of Tim Tams. Tam Trung here picking up the four-side, 10-10. A pretty good spot in the small blind to put in. I mean, he's basically got all the options available to him here, Josh Abity. He could put in a 4-bet if he really wanted to. He could flat the 3-bet from Wu.
Yeah, could even fold. Yeah,
And he can also fold. So
this is a funny one. With an under the gun open and a +1 3-bet, tens doesn't look as appealing as it often would. And all these players are super deep, but you do know it's very capable aggressive players. Tam also a very capable aggressive player himself, as he demonstrated just last hand. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the cold 4-bet coming in.
appreciate that. Mick in the chat on YouTube. There's been a question coming in from QWERTY, X65 in Twitch chat, saying, when are they going to get player mics? Maybe not.
Maybe never, to be honest.
As there's a shake of the head from Josh next to me. Don't
Player
know
mics, first of all, it's a lot more complicated than it sounds. That's obviously 9 mic'd up people, has to go into the stream feed. We have to be able to hear that, has to get delayed with the rest of the feed. Also, can't control what players say, so...
Here comes Tam with a 4-bet. He's counting out a lot of chips here. Sorry to cut you off there, Josh, but hoe into that burger whilst you're at it. He's going to make it 900k to go. George is going to fold the Jack-9. Queen-9 of Nelson Don goes in the bin. Back round to Wu Nan, who has the pocket 7s. Tam's got both of his suits covered, as you can see, bottom left-hand corner of your screen. As Mick's going pretty hard in the chat to you, Josh Abity.
You're going to have to relax, brother. This is not the place for that. Nor am I the right person to ask.
So maybe it might be best if Mick writes that into the email. Is there an email down here at PlayLive, and maybe somebody
Email,
at stuff?
phone number, lots of ways to get in touch with us, but
Probably not on the chat if you don't mind, Mick. But I do appreciate the comments nonetheless. We appreciate all the support we're getting on Facebook Live, YouTube, and on Twitch. And Wu Nan's going to fold the pocket 7s, and Tam's going to get that done as well. Up to 4.1 mil, 68 bigs. And he's a force to be reckoned with. Tam Trung knows how to play the game, knows how to take down big events, makes a lot of final tables and feature tables in the final 18 in big events, and can get it done today. He's up against a very stiff competition. There are some absolute elite players out there in the field. Basically, all the players remaining in the field are top pros. Don't think there's any amateurs out there in the field. Vincent Wan's out there. Sean Ragazzini, obviously, he's out there. You can kind of see Sean and Vincent on that outer feature table in your back left-hand corner of your screen.
how good Sean's posture always is.
Yeah, it kind of annoys me. I'm hunched over like the Hunchback of Notre Dame for 41 years of sitting on seats and working behind a desk. But Sean obviously works out in the gym and looks pretty good. Gets it the job done, I should say. Pardon me.
Javity's speech plan for the 1-year anniversary, absolutely. Love giving a speech.
As Wu Nan finds the 10-7, the Daniel Negreanu under the gun, puts it into the bin. And to Daniel Lee, got 3 million, 51 bigs. The blinds are 30k, 60k with a 60k big blind ante. This is hand number 12 of this feature table. Thank you all for joining us today. We will be finding the champion in this event today, regardless of what time it finishes. So stick by us. And I'll also be giving away a ticket into the Berserker. $400 out of my pocket, straight into yours.
2 truths and a lie, huh?
2 truths and a lie. Yeah, why not? George Yang in the small blind finding the Jack 10 off. One of my favourite hands, suited. Jack 10 of clubs is my favourite hand.
Perky's saying ask Javity about 4 being unlucky. Number 4 is indeed unlucky in Chinese culture.
Found that out last night, actually. Adam Burke came in clutch last night and made a comment that 4 is unlucky in Chinese culture as the pronunciation of 4 in Mandarin. He did actually tell me earlier today, I can't remember what he said, but is death.
Yes. Is with a certain tone is death, and with a different tone is the number 4. So the same word, but different tones. 4 tones of Mandarin, which do make the words completely different, but they're homophones. So when the number 4 sounds like the word for death, definitely not people's favorite number.
Looks like George has come out with a bet on this particular flop, and Nelson's going to fold the Jack-9 off on that board, and Georgie's going to pick up a couple of extra chips there. There's a blind v blind battle. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the pages, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Maybe even click that little alarm button that you can see on YouTube. That will keep you abreast of any time we are live. You can also follow all the action on playlive.melbourne. If you want a free trial of the Octopipoker.ai /playlive, that'll help you out with your no limit hold'em game. It's an AI generated tool, and there's a 1-month free trial of that. So that's Octopipoker.ai /playlive. You get a 1-month free trial. Don't have to put the credit card in. Just a straight 1 month free, courtesy of the collaboration between PlayLive and Octopi Poker.
Shout outs to them.
Yeah, big shout outs to Octopi Poker. Appreciate you guys coming on board here. Bit of a question here. Pretty good one, actually. Hyper Bowl Records, 3909. Why did you stream on Kick?
We could. We looked at Kick and Rumble and all those smaller platforms. The truth is that multi-streaming and OBS is already very technically demanding on the PC. So, yeah, you just got to pick the most important platforms, and YouTube and Twitch are just a hell of a lot bigger. Facebook is obviously where we have our biggest audience, 4.9K followers, trying to get that up to an even 5K. So someone help me shake off the tilt of that still saying 4.
Just a little correction to the max late reg for the deep freeze. I have been told from Helen downstairs, who works at registration, the max late reg is at 5:30 p.m., not 6 o'clock. 5:30 p.m. is max late reg for people who want to play the deep freeze, which does start today at 3 o'clock. It's an 11:50 buy-in, 200K starting stack, 40-minute levels, and 50K guarantee, but they've already surpassed that. So come down and play the deep freeze if you want it at 3 o'clock. It is a freeze out, so there's no re-entries.
One and done, baby.
One and done. And there's some questions about when I'm going to do the giveaway. I will do the giveaway relatively soon, maybe 2:30, maybe a fraction later, to try and keep you guys entertained and maybe on the edge of your seat. And if anybody's listening on Facebook Live, I would appreciate any comments coming in on Facebook Live. I just want to make sure that the comm is working on Facebook Live, or the comments.
Chat might be broken.
Just going to double check that. So if anybody's on Facebook Live listening, if you don't mind chucking in a hi or whatever, just so we can see the comments there, as I believe... No, we're there. Good. Vinal coming in. Any reason why we can't see the players' cards? We have asked the studio downstairs. There's a little technical glitch. We did have a technical glitch earlier with the Poker GFX software, which brings you the stream and the RFID cards.
Yeah, so there's a funny thing, which is that everything that's happening is happening on a 20-minute delay.
Correct. So this is when Poker GFX got restarted, because it happened approximately 20 minutes ago. So there will be a couple of hands, I'd imagine, that we won't see the RFID hands or the whole cards of the players, but that will quickly reset.
Shout outs to Jamie in the Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Shout outs to everyone in Facebook, but a double shout outs to Jamie.
Vittorio in there as well. Big shout outs to Vittorio in the chat on Facebook Live.
Crusher.
Absolute crusher. I had the privilege of playing with him about a week ago at another event. And he's a lovely guy. If you get a chance, say hello to him.
Would have watched more often if you were on Kick. Yeah, we might get there eventually. Do want to remind everyone, the stream is only a few weeks old. I feel like we've built such an audience so quickly that the expectations are rising through the roof. But this is a down home operation. There's no big corporate big shots here. It's just us putting this together for your enjoyment. So it will continue to improve as the months go on.
Some pretty funny comments coming on Facebook Live, just quietly. Put your glasses on for Mel, and that will help you see the cards. I think he's referring to the community cards on the board. And then a comment after, because Vermel should be at work and not watching poker. That's why he can't see. So good 3 and 4 bet there in the Facebook Live chat from Andrew and Natish. Quody wants to stream on TikTok.
TikTok hates poker.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything poker related gets banned on TikTok. All the shorts creators and they all just get maximum punished by the algorithm.
Might give me a golden opportunity here to do a couple of shout outs if you don't mind, Josh.
Absolutely.
UK Matt, big shout out to you. Frenchie Foddy, big shout outs to you. As you can see, there was a update there, so I believe maybe we might find the cards on the RFID reader shortly. Shout out to Chris Burke up there in Canberra.
Shout outs to Chris.
And his wife Simone and the Adam Burke family that's up there in Canberra.
We are starting to get the feedback. I'm going to mute the table audio so that you guys don't have to hear that. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, we have a pretty consistent bug that when the stream goes down, we turn it back on, the audio doesn't like to cooperate. Tested out the microphones on a million things recently and didn't solve the problem, unfortunately, but we're figuring that out. Would be cool to get a behind-the-scenes view of the comm booth on the breaks. Yeah.
I tell you what we can do. Maybe Terry can come up here and take a little bit of video of what goes on here in the commentary booth so you got an idea of what you're listening to at home.
Yeah, film a bit of content.
Yeah, we've got a few drinks of water up here. I'm sucking back on a Red Bull. Joshy's having a chicken burger with chips.
It's so good.
And we're sitting in front of probably a 65-inch TV bringing you the action today. I'll be anchoring tonight's stream alongside of a couple of extra special guests a bit later on when you duck out of the booth, Josh. What time is that roughly happening?
I'm leaving right around 3:15.
Right.
Going to get Jackson Young. I know you guys have been crushing it together a few times. And then I think maybe Chris Kokonos later as well.
The Kokonos.
Yep, he's done some streams, so I think it'll probably be the three of you. You're in charge. You're the adult in the room, so don't let the kids fight and don't let them have sugar before dinner. And
Daddy Jerome coming in there. Can I film some content of you, Josh? I think they might be referring to you, Josh Abadi. I don't think they want to see much more content from me. I did make a Play Live post this morning earlier.
I saw that. That was nice. It
that was
good.
the first take too, just quietly.
You one-taked it?
Oh, yeah, one-taked it.
That's what I'm known for.
Yeah, Terry came in and said, I don't know how you do it. I said, look, I've been doing it a while now, so pretty good on my feet.
When the APO folks came down to Melbourne, shout-outs to them. Australian Poker Open, starting April 1st, run until the 12th. We did have an 8-seat guarantee satellite on Saturday, so sending 8 folks ourselves, and we got another 8-seat guarantee coming up Saturday the 28th, and then our own flight of the APO 3300 main event here in Melbourne, which is cool. Flight 1M, the only flight outside of Sydney. I will be in Sydney for the whole series, so come find me. And when they came down and we were recording content, they were shocked at all of my one-take wonderness, something I'm very proud of.
We might be able to bring that information to you, Wildcard, at the next break. We can only really get the chip stacks in play during the breaks. They do need to be verified by a TD, the dealer, or upper management staff, and then we might be able to bring you an updated list of all the chip stacks in play at the next break or after the next break when we come back onto the stream.
Wildcard's been rocking the co-streams.
Yep. Andrew coming in there saying, hey, boys, can you give away the prize soon? Because I have an hour and a half drive to get there. He wants to try and sneak in and grab that Berserker giveaway from me, that 6 o'clock start later on tonight. I'll tell you what, Andrew, just for you, I will do it at 2:30. How's that sound? We put it in the question out to you guys who are supporting the stream, and be giving away the full buy-in. Forget about just the hospitality package. A full $400 coming out of my back pocket to go directly into your buy-in to the Berserker tonight at 6 p.m. And I'll start that monkey giveaway at 2:30 local time, so 6 minutes from now, roughly speaking. It's so funny how Jem deals the cards here. It looks like he hasn't moved for 3 or 4 minutes. I've taken a look at the stream thinking, have we broken down again? But no, we haven't. We still got movement.
Yeah.
He's just absolutely like a statue there in the dealer's chair.
Jem trips me out like that sometimes, man. You're like, oh no, is the stream frozen? And you're like, oh no, he's just that dialed in. Question here in Twitch chat. First of all, you can see you're doing a great job. I'm surprised this is new. Thank you so much. We did spend a few months getting it ready and spent a lot of time and money and effort to try and put on what we thought was a quality product. He says, as the cards aren't scanning currently, but in general, we're really proud of how it's come out. And then we also got who's got the highest earnings on the money list that's played to Play Live. We have had both Cale Burns and Michael Adamo play a number of times, and they are the winningest players in Australian history. So I would say we have all of the highest earning Australians, minus I don't believe Mr. Joe Hashem, your buddy, has come down yet, but at some point, I know he was originally planning on playing the Shannon's 10K horse, and then he was busy with something. Yeah. But at some point, if we get that big man down here, we will have collected all of the legendary Pokemon here in Australia.
You got to catch them all, yeah, Josh?
Absolutely.
Matty Marshall coming in on the chat, chilling at Rego here, listening to you boys. What a Monday. Appreciate that from Matty Marshall. He's working up there with Rob Dorosky at Kings Newcastle. He has his series on as well. Them. Big shout out to Rob Dorosky, who also has pokershop.com.au. So if you need any poker equipment, tables, chips, cards, chairs, everything, the big man Robbie Dorosky up there in Kings Newcastle at pokershop.com.au.
If you'd like proof that it's good quality product, you're currently staring at it. So it is right here on your stream.
And Robbie Dorosky also has a discount code there. So if you spend a minimum of $100 and you use the poker discount code of poker10 off, that's POKER, the numerals 10, and then off, you can jump on there, do a minimum spend of $100, and Robbie Dorosky there at pokershop.com.au will give you 10% off your total order. So good on you, Robbie Dorosky. And that's an indefinite promotional code. If you need to find something for a home game, side game, whatever game you want to play, Robbie Dorosky has everything that you need at pokershop.com.au. As we get back to the action here, Dean Blatt has folded in the big blind, I believe with ace-jack. Bit interesting. There was a raise from Tam Chung under the gun +1, and Dean's found the fold in the big blind, and Dean's short on chips. So
wondering if that's a mistake or if that's a unique ICM consideration from Dean. Not sure what happened there, but the hand ended, so seems like he did fold.
Yeah, we might get confirmation from the studio downstairs to make sure that that hand was correct. I can't really see Dean folding ace-jack in the big blind there, facing basically a min raise from Tam, but maybe the studio might be able to help us out.
We have not had Adamo on stream. He hasn't been here. It's been a bit busy since the stream has existed. Again, the stream, I believe, is 6 weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
7 weeks, maybe.
Lord Agar coming in there saying, and welcome back, I should say, to Lord Agar. Has Tony G played here? I know that Tony G is back in Melbourne, or at least was back in Melbourne temporarily. He was in Dubai for a little bit of time, and then he came back to Melbourne.
Yeah, he hops in and out, right?
Yeah, he does. I don't have. Has he played here?
He hasn't. Again, I think he was also on Shannon's list to potentially play the 10K horse, but I think he was in Lithuania. He's Lithuanian, right? He's like a big shot in politics over there. Lithuanian, Latvian. I forget which one. Apologies. I'm not so good.
Lithuanian, Australian?
Yeah, Lithuanian. Yeah. Yep. So I think he spends quite a bit of time in Lithuania. He's like an influential political figure over there is what I've heard.
Something like that.
Something like
He's
that.
He's got his hands in a lot of pies. He's also...
He's a bit of a big shot. So.
He's a owner, I believe, in Coin Poker.
Really?
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow.
And also used to own PokerNews.com. That's where he made a lot of his money when he sold out his majority share, I believe, in Poker News, but don't quote me on that. There might be some information on the internet if you want to look up Tony G and his affiliation directly with Poker News. Nonetheless, we get back to the action here. Daniel Lee finds the deuces, the Chris Browns.
The Chris Browns.
Yeah, deuces, a famous track by him. Raises up, makes it 170K to go on the button. Dean Blatt, who we're getting confirmation from the studio downstairs. Maybe he did have the ace-jack and did make the fold from the big blind somehow. Is looking down at king 9 offsuit in the small blind. He's got 11 bigs to his name. It's going to cost him 130K to call.
This is a weird spot against a button open. Could jam it.
Appreciate Deb coming in there. Great commentary as usual, guys. We got 1 minute before I do the giveaway of that Berserker ticket, mainly for Andrew, who's got an hour and a half's drive to get here. So to show a little bit of support for Andrew, who could be in the car for an hour and a half coming down, I'll do that giveaway at 2:30. And if I'm feeling up to it, might do another one a bit later on. And Josh will also give a ticket away to the Berserker later on tonight if we can get to 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed to YouTube and you want to give yourself max possibility of potentially winning a $400 ticket from Josh Abatey himself, the man, the myth, the legend, click on that subscribe button on YouTube at PlayLive. And if we can get to 1,000 subscriptions, Josh will add in an extra Berserker package. So there you have it. As the flop comes down, Jack 310. Dean Blatt did fold their King 9 off. Nathan deciding to call from the big blind with Ace 8 offsuit. Daniel out with a lead at the moment with his underpaired to the board. Appreciate all of you being in the chat. I'd like to give back to the chat as much as I possibly can. We very much appreciate all the support we get across all 3 platforms. And hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of a giveaway. And Josh can confirm it doesn't come out of PlayLive's pocket. It comes directly out of mine.
When you first pitched me the idea, I thought you were joking.
No, you know how I am, Josh.
Yep.
So
when he gets in his moods, he's feeling generous. There's no stopping him. So when you're like, oh, let's give away all this stuff, I was like, look, the stream doesn't make any money. It costs money to run. And you're like, oh, no, it's out of my pocket. It's like, well, you crazy bastard. Absolutely.
No problem at all. Appreciate that from OK Matt, great bloke monkey. I'm just doing it more for the fans of poker and for you guys who have been really the backbone of the stream, following the action and logging in every day, essentially, to watch and listen to myself, Josh Abatey, Jackson Young, and the remainder of the commentators coming in and out of the booth. That support means the world to us. So if I can give something back, I will. Tam Trung there with a VPIP of 71%. Yeah, okay. So 7 out of 10 hands, he's putting money into the pot.
Teflon Tam. So it might come down to the question now, Josh. I actually have been calling the action and can't remember what I wanted to do for the 2 truths, 1 lie. I might have to think about that whilst you call the action, if you don't mind, Josh. So absolutely,
I can give these people an opportunity to win that Berserker package.
Andrew Diamond, I know a good buddy, needling you, saying monkey giving it away on and off the table.
Sammy Dayton.
Got to turn on those donos. Yeah, I do think for our winter series, which kicks off June 11th, that tends to be our kind of second biggest one after our Melbourne Millions, our secondary mega series, if you will. We'll certainly have donations turned on all the various streams, and I think generally the goal is to take all the money that comes in from stream revenue, because it's not going to be much, and put it back toward the stream in the form of giveaways and stuff. So any money that gets donated down the road will go straight back to the community. Daniel Lee here, ace 10-0, very playable holding in the cutoff, is going to... What is this? Just open folds it. I'm going to go ahead and guess that the hand misscanned. But there could be some logic. Doesn't want to open into Tam's big blind. Not 100% sure there. That feels a little bit suspicious, though. Ace 10-0 on the strong side for a cutoff open for sure.
I can't think of the 2 truths, 1 lie, so I might have to change the game up for the early giveaway and maybe come up at the break with the 2 truths, 1 lie for the giveaway in the afternoon.
Okay.
Because it's going to press my brain as I'm kind of calling the commentary, thinking of the questions for you at home. So I might just do a much easier Berserker giveaway package. Just bear with me as I think about what to ask you guys at home for the giveaway. It will be a relatively easy answer.
QWERTY, to answer your question, our lowest buy-ins tend to be around the 250 mark, but we run a lot of satellites even into our smaller stuff like the Opener 300, the Nightcrawler 400. So there is always opportunities to get in the mix for a bit cheaper if you want to come fire one of those satellites.
Kareem coming in on the chat on Facebook Live saying, any bust outs today? None. We
None
started with
so
14.
far.
We're still at 14, so no bust outs so far as Daniel Lee picks up the pocket jacks. And I have figured out my question for that giveaway. For those people who have listened to my voice and the streams in the past, it'll be a sports-related question.
Okay.
I just thought of it a second ago. Seems reasonable for those people. So if you're into your sports or you've listened to comments I've made before about who my favourite or the GOAT of all GOATs is, it'll be a question relating to basketball.
Sorry about that, folks.
No problems at all as Josh smashes his drink bottle up against the microphone there. The Jacks gets it done.
Blame
Nobody can find a
Kareem.
hand.
He made this thing, so.
All right, so here's the question for the giveaway for the Berserker. Who is my second favourite basketball player of all time? Second favourite, not favourite. Everybody knows the answer there. My favourite is Michael Jordan. But who is my second favourite player of all time? Second favourite player of all time for basketball. That is for the Berserker package tonight. I'll give you one clue. It's not Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan is the GOAT of all GOATs. He's my number one. But who is my number two? Number two.
I don't think I know the answer to this.
So get your answers into the chats on Facebook Live, YouTube, and on Twitch.
Ooh, none.
Finding the
Bullets.
aces. Yeah, sure. Okay. We'll lock out those answers at 2:45. So 10 minutes. You've got 10 minutes to put your answers in.
Again, best way to win one of these monkey giveaways is to comment on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube because he randomly picks which chat he pulls the winner from. So
A couple of people out there already with the correct answer. So go hammer and tong in the chats, and I'll give you $400 to go towards that Berserker buy-in tonight at 6 o'clock as Wu, like you said, Josh, picks up the aces under the gun. Can he get any action? Goes around to Tam on the button. Puts them straight in the bin. 7-3's got the Joe Hasham hand. Georgie can't find a hand either. The 10-8 of spades. And Nelson's picked up a pocket sixes here. Does have 3.2 million in his chip stack or 39 bigs. He might elect to flick in a call here so you can set mine. And there comes the call. So it's aces versus sixes. As you can see, Runan way out with the lead at the moment. Nelson needs to find a six ball.
look at this comment in the YouTube chat. I met Kobe Bryant and didn't know who he was.
Oh, it's brutal. And the flop comes Jack, Jack 10. My favourite hand would have flopped a full house. The nuts, actually. Jack 10 of clubs.
That's true. Neither of the players here super happy with that flop.
Look at the comments coming in. I love it when you do a $400 giveaway to the Berserker. The comments absolutely go hammer and tong. So thank you very much for showing your love in the chat.
Appreciate you guys. With the pocket sixes here, do you think Nelson can contribute one street if he desires to?
Can't give any clues away for that $400 Berserker package, but I can confirm the correct answer has been put into the chat multiple times. So maybe if you find what the most common answer is in the chat, it's most likely going to be the correct answer as a 9 pills off on the turn.
Yeah, this is going to be an action killer turn. Aces isn't really going to want to value bet again into this board texture. And the sixes is just going to want to go to showdown as well. So I do expect it to go check the majority of the time here.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll likely go check on most rivers as well, unless we get one of the action rivers. If you're Nelson Dong from your perspective, you are still beating quite a few hands. Ace, queen, ace, king, most notably. Beating some ace X suited in hearts as well. And in spades that chose to c-bet. And a queen on the river.
Simon Shaheen from Dal B putting it in there for a basketball player of all time, Simon Shaheen. He's a good friend of mine, Simon Shaheen.
The Wahesh himself.
Yeah, but definitely not my number 2 for basketball. Good friend of mine, Simon Shaheen. So
I was explaining yesterday in the stream, a lot of people think that his last name is actually Wahesh because he has it, all over the place. But that does just mean beast in Arabic. So it would be a badass last name, admittedly. So it does go check as expected. Honestly, with this run out, when you have aces, you're just happy to win this one.
yeah, the 4 line of straights down. and about a plethora of full houses out there, but the aces will get it done. And Wu's going to pick it up there with aces and jacks with the queen kicker. Best 5-card holding here. So a few more chips going to Wu. Pretty unfortunate flop, turn and river for Wu, who really couldn't pick up many chips in that particular hand, considering how wet the board was. Nonetheless, still wins the hand with pocket aces, up to 3.8 million in chips. Tam Trung out with a lead on this, on this feature table. 53 bigs, 4.2 million. You've got 6 more minutes to get your answers in for that Berserker giveaway. And like Josh alluded to before, if you put your answers in all 3 chats, it gives you the maximum outs to win the giveaway, as we'll be choosing a winner from one of 3 platforms, chosen at random. Josh,
I like this comment here. Tiger Woods, the legendary basketball player.
Yeah, Tiger Woods, the legendary basketball player. Yeah.
You reckon Tiger Woods has a jump shot? Almost certainly, right?
Wouldn't surprise me, man.
Those freak athletes, they can always just do it all.
A couple of very funny comments coming there. Andrew Gaze from Andrew. I can tell you, Gazy wouldn't be in my top 1,000 just quietly. I've met him a few times. Andrew's actually a very lovely guy, but wouldn't be in my top 1,000 NBA players. Did play in the NBA temporarily, but then came back, played for the Melbourne Tigers. I believe he's coaches now, Andrew Gaze. I might be wrong there, but I think he might coach now. We apologise for the table audio glitches that we're dealing with downstairs. Maybe during the next break, we can get the guys down in the studio to fix that little technical glitch, which does happen every single time we reset the GFX software. So apologies if you can only hear us and the noise cancelling basically from the table mics downstairs.
At least we're entertaining, huh?
Yeah, I hope so. Hope you guys are enjoying the commentary we are bringing to you on day 3, the main event here at Play Live. 14 players still remaining. Nobody has busted out since we started this stream at approximately 1:20 p.m. It's almost 2 hours, roughly, of gameplay, and nobody has busted. Andrew, I know you were joking. I loved it. Now, just to let you know, you only get one entry into this giveaway. So if you put in multiple answers, we'll only be accepting one. And it will be chosen at random. Josh Abadi will be using a random number generator to generate between 1 and 3 to choose whether or not the winner comes from Facebook Live. That's number 1, 2 for YouTube, and 3 for Twitch. But if you want to outplay us here to try and win that Berserker package, put your answers in all 3 platforms, and that will give you the maximum outs to potentially win the Berserker package valued at $400, which kicks off today at 6 p.m. And the guys downstairs, if you don't mind, on the event ribbon at the bottom, can you please change it over to say the main event day 3. It is not day 2. It is day 3 today. So if you wouldn't mind changing that little event ribbon at the bottom there, Guy, or Seth, if you're down there.
It is Seth today.
Appreciate that.
The reason I'm jumping off the stream early is Mr. Guy and I are going to Vietnam. Today. Our flight is at 1 in the morning, so we got to go and pack and, flying out to Saigon, Vietnam at 1 a.m. First time. If anyone's in the chat has been to Vietnam and has recommendations, particularly for food in Ho Chi Minh City and or Hanoi, we would greatly appreciate it because we have planned very little. We've got a place to rest our head and we've got flights, and that is about it.
For those people, that might be a question later on for that Berserker package. So if you're listening to the stream at the moment, I might ask that question. Who knows? Or maybe just give away a hat or a hoodie or something like that, Josh, if that's okay with you.
Always make it work.
What was the question? You do have 3 more minutes. The question was, who is my second favorite basketball player of all time? My number 1 GOAT of GOATs, as everybody knows, is Michael Jordan, who is my second favorite basketball player of all time. Did play in the NBA.
Eat some pho. I intend to. Saigon Street. Have the coffee there. Yep. If you see Titcho on a menu, don't get it. Okay.
Okay. So we get back to the action here. It's been raised by Tam in the hijack with the ace-5. Wu Nan's found the pocket 4s in the small blind. He's elected to call. Back around to Daniel Lee. He's got the queen 10 off in the big blind, looking at a call of 95K.
People telling me to try the half alive egg. You know about that thing? Like let an egg fertilize almost into a chicken and then eat it. Not interested. I think that's a bit adventurous for my palate. So we do have the three-way here. Ace-5 open and the blinds both completing.
Here comes the flop. So it's three-way action. 4 Queen 10, Ace-5. A 4 in the
window.
Window, sure. So 9 flops are set here.
And Daniel Lee with middle pair and backdoor straight draw. So Wu Nan's going to win some amount of money, barring disaster.
Have a look at the percentages. 92% to take this pot away from the other two players here after flopping a set. Bottom set at that. Nice and hidden. He's going to check from the small blind. Daniel's going to figure out what to do here from the big blind. I'm not sure if he's already checked in the action round on Tam, but I believe for the time being the action is still on Daniel Lee. He's the gentleman there on screen with the Ray-Ban glasses on, sitting in seat 1. He's got 3.3 million or 41 bigs. He has flopped a second pair. Like he said, does have backdoor straight potential, but he did make the check round to Tam, who bets out 175, continuing with his story pre-flop with the raise. So it puts out that C-bet for 175K action back on Wu Nan, who's going absolutely nowhere with bottom set on this particular board.
Thank you, Mick. Appreciate it. I'm sure we're going to have an awesome time. Do a food tour in Hanoi, street food tour. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'll definitely do something like that. That's right up my alley.
Okay, Matt baiting me in the chat on Facebook Live. If I win this Berserker ticket, I'll go and get your jumper. You won off Monkey for his terrible maths. Yes, that was, what was the combined age between Josh Abity and Bridges?
I really liked that one because I feel like everyone knows Bridges is 40-ish.
Yeah.
You know, he's got 3 kids. He looks like a real adult. So I felt like all the guesses were a reflection of people wondering how old I was. So, like, I saw some people was like 77. I'm like, damn, they think I'm old, man, you know?
Well, the combined total was 70.
70 on the nose. He's
and
39.
Taylor actually put in an answer of 80, and my math was incorrect, yeah. And I gave it to her at 80, confused the chat because I said the numbers, and they did their own calculation, came out as 70, and it ended up costing me 2 more hoodies. But good for you, Josh. You got a few more hoodies out there on the street promoting your product here at Play Live.
God bless.
With that giveaway.
Wow, so don't just get it done with the 4s.
Right, so we're going to lock out the chat right now for the answers for the giveaway for the Berserker. So Dean Heyman's the last comment on Facebook Live. And if you wouldn't mind, studio downstairs, just writing in on all 3 chats if you don't mind, so I know exactly where the cutoff is. Just easier just to put in a little mention there on the 3 chats so we know exactly who we're looking at. I might even actually take a photo from here.
All right, I'm going to do the random number generator.
Okay.
1 to 3.
Let me just log in here so I know exactly where we're up to. Right, there we go. We've taken a photo. So Dean's going to be the last person on Facebook Live. His comment and above, those people are in the mix to win that Berserker package. And Keto93, you were the last person to type into YouTube chat before that 2:45 cutoff time. I think it might have been 2:46, but whatever. And
okay, so number 1 was Facebook, 2
for YouTube and 3 for Twitch.
All right, here we go. That is a 3.
3, okay, so the winner's coming from Twitch.
Chat.
Right, okay,
it's
here we go.
First time I think it's been from Twitch.
No, we've had 3 before, actually, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm way off.
If those people are in the Twitch chat, congratulations to you. You've got a chance of being able to win that Berserker package. We did give you guys the heads up. If you put all of your answers across all 3 platforms, you would have an opportunity to win this package. So for those people who have outplayed us here in the commentary booth, congratulations to you. There will be a winner chosen from the Twitch chat as...
And now, what is the answer, Mr. Monk?
The answer is Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant in the 2 spot. Black Mamba. The reason that Bridges will not go in a helicopter, I'm not joking. He's very serious about it. He loves Kobe, and he was like, if it's not safe enough for Kobe, it's not safe enough for me.
I was devastated when that happened, and it wasn't just Kobe who went down in that helicopter.
Yeah.
It was also his daughter and
her friends.
Their friends, just absolutely horrific.
Really tragic.
Yeah, very, very tragic. So rest in peace to Kobe and his daughter and the rest of the people who lost their lives in that terrible accident. But maybe a little bit of an homage, giving away a $400 Berserker ticket to the lucky recipient that will be coming from Twitch. So unfortunately for those people playing on Facebook Live and YouTube, unless you've got an answer in Twitch, you are drawing dead this Berserker giveaway.
Seth is just counting up all the Kobe's in Twitch chat.
Now, I don't want to preempt anything here, but it looks like potentially we might have lost a player in the outer featured table. I cannot see any chips in seats 6 or 7, and I believe there might have been a player who was sitting in seat 6 or 7 out there. So that might get updated shortly, but won't know that yet as studio downstairs is just making sure that we're getting a correct winner for the giveaway.
And confirming that you are correct.
Yeah, there's one
Down
lost.
to 13. So we're on a pay jump now at 13, and it's a full buy-in, full $1,500 pay jump. So this is when ICM becomes an increased consideration once again.
Studio helping us with the giveaway. They're finding all the correct answers, single entries only, and then Josh will do
one more random number generation.
Okay, so here we have it. So there's 17 guesses in the Twitch chat, or with an opportunity to potentially win this Berserker package. So good luck to the potential winner coming in shortly. I'm going to get Josh to do another random number generator, and we're going to choose it from the top down.
Here we go. 1 to 17.
1 to 17. Put it
One
in,
is the
Josh.
oldest,
I'm
17
watching
is
it
the most
live
recent.
here in the commentary booth too.
5.
Number 5. So 5 from the top is going to win that Berserker package. If you don't mind, studio downstairs is moving the Twitch chat to the left-hand side so we can see the cards in play here. Can't quite see the action. So if you wouldn't mind just pushing the chat across shortly, that would be awesome. There it is.
Yeah, perfect.
So there's been a 3-bet from George Yang with the King Queen to $1 million in chips.
So
and most likely
Aussie Nuts is our winner. Aussie_nuts
1, 2.
with the Kobe Bryant, if you're still there in the Twitch chat.
Yep. So QWERTY was number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is correct. Aussie Nuts in the Twitch chat.
Can't make up that name.
Absolutely can't make that up. So congratulations to you, Aussie Nuts, taking down the $400 Berserker giveaway straight out of my pocket into yours. Tam's going to fold the A6, and that 3-bet with the King Queen's going to get it done. That's
Adam Burke saying it was always going to be a 5.
Yep. So good on you, Aussie_nuts on Twitch chat. You have won the $400 package going towards that Berserker buy-in tonight. Just come in, log into Twitch, show us that you are Aussie Nuts, and we will deduct $400 from my account, give it straight to you in a ticket into the Berserker tonight at 6 o'clock. So congratulations to Aussie_nuts in the Twitch chat, getting it done for that Berserker package. As we get back to the action here, we have lost one on the outer feature table. We are down to 13 players. That should be adjusted top right-hand corner of your screen here on stream shortly. You do get confirmation from the studio. We are down to 13 players out of 365 entries. Eat your heart out, poker lovers. $300,000 guaranteed in the prize pool for this particular event, but don't worry about that. They got 472,000 and change in the prize pool, with 100,000 up top and 100,006, I believe, up top for the winner of this main event here at PlayLive, 129 York Street, South Melbourne, as Wu Nan finds the Queen 10 of clubs. He's in the hijack, decides to pop it up, make it 160K, popping it up the structure. The blinds have gone up to 40K, 80K with an 80K big blind ante-hand number 22 of this feature table since we started the stream.
This is how you know you're deep in a tournament, when the blinds start getting up to where one big blind is one start stack. Not quite there yet, but that's that feeling you get of like, oh wow, I'm really starting to run deep in this thing. And then once the small blind.
Now, does Dean Blatt have to go with the pocket eights here? I think he almost has to. Yeah, he's got 11 bigs. He's on the button. Only needs to get through 2 more players. He's going to count down his chips and make a decision. He has the three side, dot. The Ash Guptas.
Can we rock up and watch it? Absolutely. Yeah, come on by. You want to watch the final table? The rail is there for a reason, so all are welcome.
And we've had some huge rails out there over the last few nights. Josh, I don't know if you've seen
the mini main rail.
Unbelievable. It was like a full auditorium in here. We needed to maybe get some crowd control security guards in here. It was massive. It's probably 25 people railing that mini main. And I believe that mini main was taken down by Jordan, good friend of Jackson Young, taking it down for near 50,000, I believe.
I think it was his first real big score in his
good on
career
him.
as
Happy
well,
for him.
too. So
good guy too, Jordan, just quietly.
Lovely, lovely guy. Keep getting offered a massage here from Derry B. Are you a licensed massage therapist?
Can confirm. Swinarn did make that raise to 160k. Dean Blatt, you can see counting down his chips. He's the gentleman there with the perfect head of hair, perfectly groomed beard as well, sitting in the black on black ensemble, sitting in seat number 2, looking down at the Ash Guptas. 8-8.
So the reason Dean's taking his time here is they're on a direct pay jump. So if they were not, it would just go in immediately. But instead, you're going to see what I like to call the hipster all in, where he puts most of his chips in, essentially saying, I will be going all in this hand, but buying himself a little bit of time in case someone busts on the other table.
Correct. Also buying himself what looks like he's probably got, I'm just trying to figure out how much he's got behind here. It looks like 25, 30.
Not much.
Not much. Looks like he might have...
About a big blind.
Yeah, about a big blind, give or take, maybe a bit less. He's going to 3-bet it to 800k with his pocket 8s, leaving 100k behind.
Now, this is a tough spot if you're Woonan. In chip EV, hijack range, queen 10 suited, 11 big blind jam from the button. This is going to be a very easy call. The computer will not waste any time and just click the call button and say good luck. When you're deep in a tournament like this, he can afford to call, but the upside of winning the chips is less good than the downside of losing the chips is harmful.
Dean Blatt's going to take that one down. The queen 10 goes in the bin there, Joshy.
So I see him playing in Dean's favor a little bit there, forcing his opponent to kind of pick tighter ranges. In general, as you get deep into tournaments, you're almost always going to want to be the one who's shoving and not the one who's calling the shove.
So a little bit more of a shout out there to Aussie_nuts who won that Berserker package. So if you're in the chat on Twitch, congratulations to you. You have won that $400 out of my back pocket straight into yours to go directly into that Berserker tonight, 6 p.m. For those people wondering what the Berserker tournament is, it is the final event here at the PLAYLIVE Melbourne Grand Prix Series. Kicks off tonight at 6 p.m. local time here in Melbourne. It's a $400 buy-in, 50k starting stack, 15-minute levels until late registration closes, then 20-minute levels thereafter. 25k guarantee on that particular event, and I'd imagine they're going to smash that guarantee in the Get Out Stakes, the last event here at PLAYLIVE during their Grand Prix series. It's been an excellent series too, Josh, just quietly, between you and me and the viewers at home. You put on another amazing show following up from the Melbourne Millions that concluded probably about a month ago, give or take, Josh. Yeah, was it?
Yeah, let's see. It would have been 6 weeks ago, almost on the nose. But from the start, from the end of the last series to the start of this one was only about a month. We were actually a little bit worried about that, maybe that they were a bit too close together. But I think the numbers have been spectacular, so no complaints here. Who's cashed for the most this series or made the most final tables? The unofficial player of the series, and down the road we will have a proper player of the series, official, but is easily going to be Sean Ragazzini. 2 trophies, a second place, and he is still in the main event right now. So this is, might as well call this series the Ragazzini.
The PLAYLIVE Melbourne Ragazzini series. Why not?
Sean, an absolute crusher.
And still crushing, like you said, in this main event. He's still out there with chips in play. We'll get an update maybe at the break as to the chip stacks.
Last I talked to him, he had about 5 million.
Well, so there you go. Force to be reckoned with as Nathan Ong with 11 bigs has found the ace queen on the button. He's going to effectively
jam this one in.
He's going to effectively jam it all in.
Another hipster jam. Again, we're going to see pretty much everyone doing this while this pay jump is still on. And then once the pay jump gets met, we'll probably see a lot more just standard all-ins, but functionally the same.
Tam Trung there with the ace-3 off. Is that Lachlan Crilly in the background? Could be.
Does look like him. If you show me the hair, then it's an easy answer. He's got some beautiful locks, Mr. Crilly. People saying, "Oh no, that is a bald person. That is not going to be Crilly." Unless he's going for a...
Could be Vittorio, actually.
Yeah, it could be Vittorio Gambetta. Or Lachlan's going for quite a new look.
There's Tam Trung here in the small blind.
So he opts to call the all-in.
Right. Okay. So it's ace queen versus the ace three. Now, Tam has an uncanny ability to find a three. He actually busted me in another tournament with ace four versus my ace eight, and he flopped 4-4-8, ace on the turn, and I couldn't find an ace or an eight at the river to make a bigger fool. So wouldn't surprise me if Tam finds a three somehow. Anyway, the flop comes down. Ace jack eight.
Door, so
no help as Nathan's going to check.
The last big blind's going to go in, I assume, at some point.
Here comes the turn. Great help to Nathan, who's still miles out in front at the moment. Tam needs to find a three. It goes check, check again. And the nine of spades at the river brings in the four-liner.
Straight for no reason.
Nathan, who was in front the entire time, has made the four-liner straight to the queen. Four-liner down on the board, and he's got ace-queen, so queen's going to get it done. Tam's going to check. I'd love to be able to pick up the table audio here. Unfortunately, they are going... talking. How many chips has he got left? Tam trying to figure out what to do. He did flop top pair, but the four-liner is out. It looks like Tam might be just chucking it in, which he does. And obviously, Nathan going nowhere after making a straight. Tam's going to see the bad news with the ace-3. The ace-queen gets it done. And Nathan up to 1.9 million or 23 bigs. Tam taking a little hit to his stack. But for those people who are Tam lovers like myself, don't worry about his chip stack. He is a force to be reckoned with. Even if he had one big blind, he can find some miracle cards in the deck. Not this time, however, as Nathan takes down that pretty decent-sized pot for him.
Yeah, don't blame him for isolating with the ace-3. 11 big blind jam from the button. Any ace high is probably going to be good enough. But again, it's all about how much you value ICM versus valuing the chips. So can go either way. Could call, could fold.
Aussie Nuts coming there on the Twitch saying, thanks, guys. See you tonight, with an exclamation mark. Appreciate you showing appreciation for the giveaway. We look forward to seeing you later on tonight. You do need to log into Twitch when you come in, Aussie Nuts, so we can confirm your identity. And then we'll be giving you a Berserker ticket tonight at 6 o'clock, courtesy of myself. And if we do get up to 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube, Josh Beatty will give away a $400 Berserker ticket too. So if you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, click on there and get that subscription up to 1,000. Josh will fork out $400 out of his back pocket, even though he might be on the way to the airport. I will hold him to that deal, if that's okay with you, Joshy.
Absolutely. Said if you've never been to Ho Chi Minh City, food-wise, might be surprised that it's all fine and very cheap. I don't think I'll be surprised at all. That's the whole reason I'm going. That is the fundamental goal for Mr. Guy and I. We're massive foodies. Used to own a food company together many years ago.
Are you going over there for some poker or just going over there for a holiday? Just a straight holiday?
Just straight holiday.
Good for you.
We'll be doing some work on my laptop while I'm out and about, but we're just there to eat and see some temples. Staying in District 1. So I don't know too much about the city, but I was told that's where you should stay if you're a tourist. So it's what we're doing.
So right on that outer feature table, it looked like Daniel Gabriel's still in there. Does look like Vincent Wine's still in the mix alongside Sean Ragazzini. Andrew Freer is also out there. There's a couple of other players I couldn't quite see on the stream, but I can bring you that information shortly. As Nathan Ong in the cutoff picks up the pocket sevens. He just won that last hand, making the straight. There was a four-liner down on the board. His ace-queen getting it done. He was in front the entire way. Tam decided to call off essentially his all-in jam with the ace-3. They both found top pair, but Tam could not find a 3 to go with his ace and got done in that particular hand. Adam Burke in the chat on YouTube saying, can someone give Tuna a call? We need some setup hands. Tuna, of course, the number one cooler dealer in the world.
He's definitely...
Forget about just Australia. In the world, number one, Tuan Lee Tuna is his nickname. He can produce some absolute disasters out there.
And he does it all over, you know. He's done it here. He's done it everywhere. Like, it's...
Mate, I've been the recipient of a few absolutely sickening coolers that he has put down.
Doesn't matter if it's cash or tournaments. He'll make sure that you take a brutal beat.
Yep. I reckon
look at this from Nelson.
Finds a 3-bet to 500K with a Jack 5, the Motown action back on Nathan Ong, who just won the last hand with the ace-queen.
So this is one of those 3-bets where he's saying, I cover you. Here comes some ICM pressure. We're on a pay jump. And he has a really junky hand that he doesn't want to defend. So can be a logical type of combo to turn into a pure bluff. And the logic here is basically you wouldn't want to take a hand like ace-5 suited and turn it into a 3-bet, because then if you get jammed on, you have to fold and you don't want to because you have such a pretty hand. So it plays nicely as a call. A hand as junky as jack-5 off, well, if you face aggression, you get jammed on, no worries. You give up the garbage and it's all good. But look at this. This is a masterclass from Nelson Dong, showing why he does do quite a bit of coaching over there at Up the Stakes. Takes his junky offsuit hand and turns it into a winner. So well played to him there. That's one of those hands that's going to look a little bit funky if you're not as familiar with tournament poker, but if you are, you'll know. Primo performance.
Looks like we might be going. It looked originally when all the players got up there for a second that we might be going for a break, but we aren't.
We're not. I think they're just sweating.
What's going on in the outer feature table? Yeah.
We'll see if the TDs decide to stamp down on that or if they feel like the pace of play is fine. So far, they haven't really held things up, so don't expect too much resistance. But if it gets out of hand, you might see the TDs step in and make everyone return to their seats. We have a question from Cordy in the Twitch chat. Can you explain why they leave a chip behind? I don't get how it's significantly plus EV. Very simple idea. They're on a direct pay jump. If you leave a chip behind, you can end up busting after someone on the other table. So in the event that you're going to be all in regardless, you buy yourself a little bit of time.
So you can imagine if there's going to be an all-in at some stage on the outer feature table, most of these players who are aware that there is a pay jump coming up relatively soon. Next bust out. Players are now locked in for $8,300 minimum.
And you'll see this like it'll slow down as we're on this pay jump here.
Yeah. And usually the players here on the feature table most likely get up and have a look what's going on the outer feature table.
And then as soon as we get to 12, it'll just be normal pace of play, blood, action all the way to 10 because there's no difference. And then on that final table bubble, it'll really start to kind of slow down a second time.
Well, we did a phenomenal job last night. I don't know if you heard, Josh, but there was a 2-hour bubble last night.
I was downstairs, man. I had you guys on my phone.
Jackson Young and I were in the commentary booth, were able to hold the attention of 300 plus viewers during that 2-hour hand for hand, which was torture for us in the commentary booth, trying to keep the audience engaged. So big shout out to everybody who was on the stream last night who stuck by us for a 2-hour bubble. We do appreciate that. That bubble did burst, and then there was a rapid
fashion.
Yeah, too. It was in brutal fashion. Mackenzie,
Aces
who actually had
less than 9-5. Is that correct?
No, there was aces versus 9-5 on the outer table, and there was also aces here on the feature table.
Wow.
Mackenzie, who actually had 1.3 million in chips, was the chip leader here at the feature table. Finds the aces, makes a raise. I believe there was a call from the big blind with the king queen, or maybe in the small blind. Flop came king high, queen on the turn. The guy with the king queen jammed it on the turn, and Mackenzie found the call with the aces. Needs to find a 6-7 or an ace at the river. Couldn't find it. And Mackenzie, who was chip leader at the feature table yesterday's stream, was busted on the stone bubble. Brutal fashion for him.
Yep, that's how poker goes sometimes. Mackenzie's a very aggressive player, which is how he found himself with the chip lead on the bubble. That's kind of what it takes to run that stack up.
But a little bit of a redraw, though, for Mackenzie, who actually ended up chopping the bubble money because there was a double bust out. So he got a little bit back, half of the...
Gets at least his buy-in back,
yeah,
right?
correct. So
that numbs the pain quite a bit.
Not horrific, but kind of funny that they both had aces. Aces in the outer feature table going down to Nelson Dong's 9-5, and then aces for Mackenzie going down against, I can't remember who it was, apologies, but whoever that player was with the king queen got it done. Talking about king queens, here's Wu Nan picking up the king queen offsuit.
Yeah, so Courtney, the reason they don't just mega tank every hand is that you're not allowed to do that. So the dealer or the tournament director, if you catch you excessively tanking, can apply penalties. So you will see people take their time, but there is a discretionary limit. Always keeping an eye on. I do believe the shot clocks have arrived in Australia. So
yeah, you made a mention about that about 3 or 4 days ago. Yeah,
we didn't have time to whip them out mid-series, but I do think for our 1-year anniversary, those shot clocks will be in play.
Nelson Dong raised it up and made 160K to go to structure popping the blinds, which are 40K, 80K with an 80K big blind anti-hand, number 26. Wu Nan in the small blind finding the king queen off. And it looks like we might have put in a 3-bet here. Can't quite see the chips. They're blocked out by George Yang's cap. Does put in a 3-bet to 400k, fold from the big blind, back around to Nelson Dong with a king deuce of diamonds. He has 3.5 million or 44 bigs.
So this is a player he does not cover. So against a player he covers, we might see him do something really cheeky, like turn his hand into a 4-bet. Against a player that he does not cover, he could flat with a suited king in position, or he might just decide to wave the white flag pre-flop. So you'll see Nelson in particular, he really likes to utilize these ICM dynamics to their maximum value. So you'll just see a wide range of
Here
options.
comes Nelson.
Hang on a second. Does he go for the 4-bet anyway? Now this to me screams he thinks his opponent is not one of the stronger players, and he wants to apply the maximum pressure on someone he feels like he has an edge against.
So here comes the
position.
Great shout from Josh Abity in the commentary booth alongside me, Josh Monk, aka Monkey. Nelson going for a 4-bet here. So doesn't believe Wu for a second, putting maximum pressure back on Wu. He's got the king queen. Obviously, he's got the best hand. We can see that in the com booth here, and obviously you guys at home watching on your TV or your device at work can see that Nelson's hand is heavily dominated against the king queen, but applying maximum pressure back on Wu Nan. He's got the king queen off.
And this is just a brutal spot.
And look at him. Guy with the glasses on at the moment, hands crossed over in that sort of prayer format. Trying to figure out what to do now with the king queen facing a 4-bet to 800k from Nelson Dong, who has been playing outstandingly in this main event. Yesterday, I believe, like I said, Josh, he had 5.7 million in chips and about 165 bigs and had about 18% of the chips in play. Jackson Young and I were talking about it quite a lot last night. Had a monster stack.
One thing I love seeing from Nelson is that even though he took some hits, got coolered, lost some big ones, and it does just get it done with the 4-bet.
Wow.
So, I mean, when these guys get a chance on their break to get messages from friends, because right now they don't have access to their phones, and hear about what Nelson's been doing, do expect to see some changes. But yeah, even though Nelson took some big coolers, some big hits, he is still here to win the tournament. He does not seem phased at all. He has just through aggression and expert navigation alone found himself as the chip leader at the table once again. So that is one thing that separates these top players from the rest of the field is they take a big hit. They don't get tilted. They just continue on their war path straight to victory.
The rail building up on the outer feature table too, just quietly. It does look like players are coming in for that 3 p.m. event we've got today, which is the Deep Freeze Day 2, which kicked off approximately 11 minutes ago. So players coming in the door to get into that deep freeze. If you're in or around the area and you want to play that deep freeze, no re-entries obviously into that event. It's $1,150 buy-in, $1,000 plus $150 for that hospitality package, 200k starting stack, 40-minute levels, a 50k guarantee, but they've already hit that guarantee. I'd imagine they're probably going to get somewhere in the vicinity of 75 to 80k in that prize pool, if not more. Maybe even some busts out of the main. They might jump into that deep freeze too. So
it's true. There's a world in a best case scenario where it gets near into the 90s and stuff.
Yep. Nonetheless, we are down to 13 players out of 365 entries. You are watching day 3 of the main event here at Play Live on Monday, the 16th of March. $1,500 buy-in, $472,580 in the prize pool. Eat your heart out, poker lovers. Daniel Lee in the small blind finding the Queen 9 offsuit.
Getting a note here from production that there's an all-in and a call on the other table. So those guys are going to sweat to see if the pay jump has been hit. It's one of those funny things about tournament poker is there's a guy over there, and if he dies, you make $1,500. He's not even on your table.
Yeah.
You almost don't even care who it is. You're just praying for the dude to get eliminated.
Absolutely. As Dean Blatt picks up the ace king, we're just going to follow the action here on the feature table. Don't worry about the guys on this feature table who've got up out of their seat to find out what's going on in the outer feature table. Dean Blatt finds the ace king, the big slick offsuit in the big blind. So it's a small blind, big blind battle. There was a raise from the small blind with the Queen 9 from Daniel Lee. And Dan Blatt's actually, I should say, Dean Blatt has actually picked up the ace king, I should say. And if the studio downstairs can change that guy's name over to Dean Blatt, not Dan. He does go by Dean. He's the gentleman there wearing the black on black with the black, picking up the ace king. 15 bigs, 1.2 million in his chip stack in the big blind. And it looks like they're going to take a moment here as Daniel, who's actually actively in the hand, decides to Dean Blatt trying to figure out if he can see underneath the cards. Daniel Lee has actually gotten up to find out what's going on in the outer feature table. I'd imagine the TD is going to call him back to his seat because he is active in this hand. There's the TD asking Daniel to take a seat back down. So well played from the TDs downstairs. He can't get up mid-hand. But they're trying to figure out what's going on the outer feature table. I don't blame him for having a quick sneak peek. Dean Blatt, he's going to take his time, as obviously there's an all-in on the outer feature table. So Dean's
a funny player in that he seems ultra serious if you don't know him, both at the table and just in general. But if you do know him, he's actually like one of the most laid back, funniest people. He's just insanely focused when he plays poker. And he has one of those focused faces where it looks like he wants to, just crush everyone's soul. But an absolute stud of a human. They are inquiring, but in a second here, Jem will probably force Dean to take his action. Dragon tendon massage is a must-try in Ho Chi Minh. All right, sweet. I have heard that Vietnam has cheap, very good quality massages. My neck is pretty busted in general from years of gaming, so they call it resting Foxen face. Yeah, that is pretty spot on from Wildcard. Alex Foxen, another one of those people. He stares into your soul. He looks like he wants to beat the crap out of you. And then as soon as the hand's over, he's just like the nicest, friendliest guy. It's like, oh, so where are you from? What do you do for a living?
There you go. As it looks like maybe the outer feature table hand is now concluded, as Dean Blatt here still waiting to act on his hand in the big blind, finding the ace-king, like I said, Josh.
And he is probably just going to stick it all in. 15 bigs.
We have been told from the studio there is a break coming up shortly. That break will go for 15 minutes. I might talk to the guys downstairs about potentially getting the table mic fixed. However, there might be some technical issues to do that. That might require the stream to be restarted again, and maybe it might not be in our best interest to do that. I also might be able to find the chip stacks out at the break for the stacks on the outer feature table and bring that information to you when we come back from that short break, which will be approximately 15 minutes. Players have been playing for 2 hours now, so they are due a break as Dean Blatt finds the all-in triangle with his ace-king offsuit. Action background on Daniel Lee.
With the queen I know, don't think there's much to do but fold.
If you don't mind, Josh, just calling the action real quick. I've been holding on for a second.
Dean does show the hand there. So some very friendly banter going on here. But that is going to be the pot just taken down pre-flop from Dean Blatt. So we're still 13 players remaining, still on this pay jump. Bit of a mini bubble here. Shoutouts to everyone helping me plan my Vietnam trip in real time. Gotta love the stream chat for that.
Yeah, for those people who like Jackson Young's voice, the big man himself, Jackson, will be coming into the combat alongside me, Josh Monk, a.k.a. Monkey, whilst Josh Abatey gets ready to fly over to Vietnam.
Gonna go pack up a suitcase. Trying to pack very light. I looked at the weather. 33 degrees and sunny every day.
Must be nice.
So aren't going to need many additional layers.
Yeah, no jumper required, or pants for that matter, unless you go out for dinner.
Yeah, might bring one of each, just to,
just in case.
Just in case, but mostly just shorts and some good vibes.
We're now here picking up the ace-10.
Opening it up in the cutoff. This is my favorite variety of ace-10 offsuit. Ace of spades, 10 of hearts.
So Wu-Tan Clan finds the ace-10 offsuit.
The Wu-Tan Clan.
Yeah,
well played.
You like that one?
They are coming to Melbourne, and I am missing them. I'm going to be in Vietnam when they're here performing at Rod Laver Arena. And I believe it's their final tour ever. I'm a big Wu-Tang fan. They're all avid chess players. Don't know if you know that.
Did not know.
Yeah, 2 members of the Wu-Tang Clan, tournament chess players with 1,700 ratings. And I believe every single guy in the clan is at least 1,1400 elo.
So you've got them all covered?
I do have them all covered.
I think that was a short little, rhetorical straight back out. You just wanted to say you got the best elo, yeah?
Yes, I am the highest rated member of the Wu-Tang Clan, followed closely by Raekwon the Chef. But that has always been a dream of mine, to play chess with those guys. There was a Vice article. Oh, hang on a second. It looks like we had an elimination on the other table. I'm seeing 12. So the pay jump has been reached, and that means that we're going to just see some straight through action all the way until we reach that final table bubble. So no difference other than your ego between 12th, 11th, and 10th place. So for the time being, the goal is going to be stack as many chips up as possible.
So it looks like the player in seat 1 in that outer featured table might have been the player eliminated. I can still see Vincent Wan out there and Daniel Gabriel's out there. Sean Ragazzini and Andrew Freer, who's sitting in seat 7, is still in the field. So it might be the player that was sitting in seat 1. Might be able to get confirmation from the studio who that might have been, who got eliminated just before, as Nelson Dong here picks up the King Jack offsuit under the gun. Elects to raise it up and make it 160. Wu-Tang Clan Wu Nan has picked up the Ace Jack. It's a pretty good nickname for him. I might go with that for the remainder of the evening if it's not too offensive to him, but I'm sure that he doesn't mind that nickname. Wu-Tang Clan is
an all-time
great band.
I like
or
this,
group, I should say,
this
probably.
comment here. Is Josh going to break some banh mi bread? Sure am.
So Wu Nan here picking up the Ace Jack. Obviously has Nelson Dong dominated here with the Ace Jack versus the King Jack. He is going to put a 3-bet into 360K round to Daniel Lee.
I do like that. Nelson's been really, really active. Even from under the gun, I wouldn't be giving him much credit for having a strong range. I think Ace Jack is going to fall nicely into the 3-bet category here.
Folded all the way around back down to Nelson, who
Nelson
finds the
lets
snap
it go.
fold too. Gets his hand caught a little bit in the cookie jar there, but don't worry about it for Nelson Dong. He's got plenty of chips still in play, and he has been dominating this field.
Yeah, all those chips have just been earned by crushing, right? No big coolers, massive value hands, just been doing his pro thing. And
Good question coming in here on Facebook Live for you, Josh, from George, saying, just wondering, was Dean saying Daniel has to show everyone his hand because he showed the dealer?
That is correct. Well, so it's not even about showing the dealer. In tournament poker, this isn't true in cash games, but in tournament poker, if you show your hand to someone, you have to show it to everyone. That is to prevent collusion. So there's a show one, show all rule in the TDA, which is the standard tournament rules that pretty much every poker room in the world uses. So, yep, you do have to show to everyone. I think that was always Dean's intention. He was just having a little bit of fun. But they had some nice banter.
QWERTY coming in. What is your chess rating there, Josh? Obviously,
So
you made mention about it before, but go again, one more time.
FIDE rating, which is the international governing body for chess globally, is right around 1950, bit under 2000. Online, tend to hover in the 21 to 2200.
Gee, so absolute crusher in chess, Josh, huh?
We do okay.
I've got no chance.
We do okay. I used to play a lot of blindfold or queen odds games when I was a circuit grinder in the early parts of my poker career. I wasn't making too much money at the circuit, so I tried to pad my pocket with side hustling. I would bring my board to tournaments in my car as I drove around America and played these $300 buy-in circuit events, and did win a few $1,000s doing that. Got some really overconfident people in poker. All you have to do is ask them what their rating is, and if they don't know what that is, then you got a 100% chance to win.
Daniel Lee finding the pocket sevens. He's going to raise it up, make it 170 to call. It's been folded all the way around to Nelson Dong in the big blind with the King 5 off. As Adam Burke makes a comment, who's Dan Blatt? Is that Dean Blatt's brother? I know he's rage baiting me there in the chat on YouTube. That is actually
evil twin.
It's the evil twin, but no, that is Dean Blatt. We just need to update the name. We will most likely be able to do that during the break, which will be coming up relatively soon. As Nelson just flicks in the call from the big blind. So it's pocket sevens versus the King 5. Nelson needing to find a king ball or some cards to help his hand improve. 73% equity versus 27, roughly speaking.
Oh,
and a 7 in the window. Okay, why not? But no help to Nelson. It comes ace 9-7, a set for Daniel. Nelson's got to check his option out of the big blind. Back round to Daniel. He's flopped bottom set. He flopped bottom set earlier before with pocket fours. And again, he's flopped another set here. Pocket sevens. Must be licking his chops on this particular board. However, he's up against one player and one player only in the big blind who did not show any strength in his hand, just flicking in a call. So let's see how Daniel tries to extract some value if he can out of Nelson Dong. I can't imagine he's going to get any more chips, but you never know. It is Nelson Dong. Here comes Daniel with the C bet, continuation bet, and Nelson's going to put it straight in the bin, and Daniel's going to pick up that hand there. Nelson, knowing that that board's going to smash Daniel Lee's range, and it did. Not only did he have the best hand pre-flop, but he also flopped a set there with a pair of sevens.
Again, if you are just joining us, got Josh Monk and me, Mr. Josh Abney, in the booth. Together, we're at 978 subscribers on YouTube.
Wow, so getting close, yeah?
22 away.
So if we can get an extra 22 subscribed on YouTube, I'm going to hold Josh accountable for giving away a Berserker package worth $400. I'll help you with that one, Josh, whilst you're getting packed up, ready to go off to Vietnam. So if we can get an extra 22, there it is, Josh is going to give away
YouTube. Subscribing costs nothing. Clicking the like button costs nothing, and it helps us so much. There's a couple hundred of you in there, and maybe a dozen likes on the stream. So if you guys could all click that thumbs up, can't express to you how much that helps us. The more that you support the stream by doing all the digital things, the more streams there will be. So if you do enjoy the content.
Darry B coming into the chat saying, was that a no on the massage offer? I'd love a massage. Sitting in the booth, you do get a little bit
can be a little stiff.
Yep.
Rough on the neck at times.
Tam Trung raising it up to 175K in the cutoff. Round to George, picking up the ace-king. George going to take a little bit of time here. He's actually looking over at the TV screens to find out how many players are remaining and if there's any action going on in the feature table. You can see him peering over there. George with 17 bigs, 1.4 million, has picked up a monster in No Limit Hold'em, arguably the third or fourth best hand in the game. He does put that triangle,
no.
and Nelson Dong's picked up the kings.
Wow,
oh, what a brutal spot for George.
For Nelson, such a nice pickup.
Wow.
And George Yang, he's going to be at risk for his tournament life.
So Tam finds the raise to 175. Georgie Yang all in with the triangle next to his name with the ace-king. And you can't make it up. Nelson Dong finding the kings in the small blind. What a spot for him to have the kings here. He's obviously got George Yang covered in chips. And let's see how Nelson decides to play this here. You're just going to jam over the top to protect. I imagine he will. He's going to double check his cards. He knows exactly what he's got too. He's just double checking for a little bit of Hollywood here. He does have the pocket kings. Looking down at his stack. What a spot to pick up kings. Nelson Dong. Tam opens it up to 175 with the ace-3 off. Bit of a garbage hand, the cutoff. George picking up one of the premiums in No Limit Hold'em with the ace-king. Here comes Nelson, like I said. He's going to jam it all in over the top to protect. Wu Nan can't pick up aces, which would be basically the only card combo to be able to call. Tam gets out the way. So it's it's ace-king versus kings. Pretty sick one for George Yang, who is all in at risk here with the ace-king. Needs to find an ace ball. One of them has been eliminated. That ace was in Tam's hand, the ace-3. So needs to find two outs here, George. Otherwise, he's going to be in a world of hurt, unless, of course, he can flop a straight. And a king in the window. The case king. And George Yang needs a few cards. Backdoor diamonds, but the four of...
Oh, that's not going to do it. He's just dead on the turn.
Absolutely dead on the turn as the four of spades peels off the six of clubs at the river. And George is going to be eliminated just before we go for break. Nelson's going to pick up a huge pot there, up to 5.5 million in chips. And he's up to 69 bigs. We have been told from the studio this was the final hand before a 15-minute break. So we're going to go on a 15-minute break. We'll be back here at approximately, let's call it 3:40, give or take.
Yep.
Maybe a fraction after that. That was Josh Abney alongside Josh Monk, a.k.a. Monkey, calling the action tonight, as Jackson Young is going to be joining me in the combo booth after this break alongside Lachlan Crilly, who's also here as well. So maybe we can get some special comments from Lachlan Crilly and Jackson Young. But that's all she wrote for Josh Abatey. Have a safe trip, Josh, and thank you very much for joining.
Thank you
me
guys
and you
so
in the
much.
booth.
See you at the 1 year anniversary, and I'll see you at APO in Sydney. If you're coming, come on by.
We'll be back at 1:42 local time here in Melbourne. Play Live Melbourne, Day 3 main event coming up next.
See you in 15.
Stop guessing and start studying like a professional. Welcome to The Vault at Octopi Poker. The Vault offers powerful study tools and data drawn from real tournaments. We've cataloged the action from the highest stakes arenas, including Triton, the WSOP, and PLAYLIVE. This isn't just a library of random solves. It's a curated archive of the most pivotal hands played at the world's most prestigious final tables. These are the hands that define careers. For these hands, we've provided comprehensive pre-flop and post-flop simulations. You can see exactly how the world's best navigated these high-pressure spots. Compare the actual play against the theoretical GTO baseline. Analyze the frequencies, the sizing, and the EV of every action taken under the brightest lights. Studying the Vault allows you to move beyond abstract theory and see how poker is actually won at the highest level. Boost your edge by studying reality, not just theory. Sign up today at Octopipoker.ai. I'll see you inside.